Good morning, I'm Carlos Enciso from Sony Interactive Entertainment. Sorry, how can I move this? Okay, sorry. This presentation will show that by adding the IR reader to the llvm-debuginfo-analyzer tool, we'll be able to reduce the noisiness of comparing the debug info and LLVM IR. Before that, let's go through a couple of simple concepts. LLVM and debug information. It accepts different inputs, different tool chains, different binary file formats, different debug information format, and different information tools to print the debug info. Common problems with debug info. Does the debug info represent the original source code? Which variables are dropped due to optimization? Why I cannot stop at a particular line, etc. In addition to that, we have the semantic differences in the generated debug info when we use different tool chains on the same platform or same source code on different platforms. Let's move now to the optimizer IR output. The output is very rich, but also is very noisy. It's difficult to see the changes using a normal comparison tool, and the metadata identifier changes between passes. By bisecting, we can pin down which pass causes the change. It includes a wide set of debug printing options, but still it's difficult to see the changes. For this specific presentation, we are going to take an output after SLP vectorizer pass that shows some drop-in debug information. On the left, we have the source code, the test case. This is the IR metadata after simplified CFG, and the IR metadata after SLP vectorizer pass. Using a normal comparison tool, these are the changes between the IR. Can anyone spot the drop locations? I will say no. llvm-debuginfo-analyzer is a command line tool that processes debug information. It supports different binary file formats, different debug information formats, and it produces a canonical logical view regardless of the input formats. Those logical views can be printed, selected, or compared. On the left, we have some DORF debug information printed by DORF-DAM. On the right, some code view debug information printed by PDB-util. And in the middle, the canonical logical view for those two inputs. These are the current components upstream for the tool. And this is the proposed new module that will allow us to create a logical view for the debug info on an LLVM IR. Let's move a little bit to how we print the logical views. These are the common options when dealing with the IRs. This is the test cases after those specific passes, the simplified CFG pass and the SLP vectorizer pass and the names of the IRs. And this will be the full command line for the tool. These are the results. On the left is the standard IR metadata after simplified CFG, and this will be the logical view after simplified CFG, and the logical view after SLP vectorizer. So now the tool also supports a built-in comparison feature. So let's see how we compare those logical views. These are the common options. These are the tests, and this is the full command line. So now, using a comparison tool, we can see the differences in the IRs, in the logical views, and using the tool. So we can see some missing symbols, some missing lines. Using a view mode, we can see now common part and the missing part. In conclusion, we will be able to reduce the noisiness of comparing the debug info in LLVM IR. Thank you.